All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the beautiful Dawson Field here live on the beautiful campus of Melbourne High School, where tonight we have FHSAA Class 6A Region 2 semifinal between the Melbourne Bulldogs and the George Jenkins Eagles. Caleb Brown here along with Daryl Durand, as Daryl finishing a couple things up prior to the broadcast. Go ahead and give you a little preview of tonight's matchup. The George Jenkins comes in at 22-6 under the guidance of Chris Schell. They have scored 198 runs and allowed 101 for a plus 97 score rating. They come in batting .280 on the season with 39 doubles, 6 triples, and the Eagles have belted 21 home runs. 6 players have at least 2 or more home runs this season. Wallissa and Spears tied for the team lead with 0 doubles. Pitching in the circle, most likely we should see Layla Hinoso. Comes in at 9-2 with a 2.01 ERA, 82 and 2/3 innings pitched, 63 hits, 24 earned runs, 41 walks, and 69 strikeouts. Teams are batting .199 against her. And of course, that's George Jenkins. And of course, then we move over to the hometown Melbourne Bulldogs as they're going over the starting lineups. Coached by Dan Adele. He is 61-5 since taking over in 2022, in the middle of that state championship run that the Bulldogs had. Bulldogs come in scoring 208 runs and only allowing 20 runs against all season. That's a plus 188. They have won 10 or more. They have won by 10 or more runs 9 times this season, coming in batting .332 as a team. They have 43 doubles, 11 triples, 13 home runs, leaving an average of 12 runners on base per game. 26 stolen bases, only 18 errors. That's a .971 fielding percentage for the Bulldogs. And of course, you know who we're going to see in the circle tonight for the Bulldogs. It's the Florida State commit, Jazzy Francic. Comes in at 25-0 this season with a 0.22 ERA, with 6 no-hitters, 3 perfect games, 161 innings pitched, 37 only giving up 37 hits, 5 earned runs, 18 doubles, and 368. That was last game's stats. In the game against Dwyer, she had, I believe it was 9 strikeouts. So that puts her at 374, 376, 370 something. And now we're going to go mute for the national anthem when we come back. Regional softball semifinals right here on the Brevard Sports Network. All right, as the national anthem finishes up, let's give you the team side-by-side stats. When comparing these two teams, again, George Jenkins comes in batting .280. Melbourne comes in batting .332. The on-base percentage, give the nod to Melbourne with a .425 on-base percentage. George Jenkins comes in with a .363. Slugging percentage, that's also going to give the nod to the Melbourne Bulldogs at .479. And for George Jenkins, not far behind, but with a .426. Fielding percentage, 937. And for the Bulldogs, it's a 971. And, of course, we'll talk about team leaders as they come on up. This should be a good matchup, though. Now, to bring you all of the action, all the play-by-play, here is the one, the only, Daryl Durand.
Thank you, Mr. Caleb. Thank you, Mr. Caleb Brown, and welcome everybody in to what I call is going to be a shindig of a game tonight between George Jenkins and the Melbourne Bulldogs here at the Dog Pound. Dogs trying to stay undefeated and get to the third round once again here in their season. They've been there a couple years ago, got the state title, trying to get the state title again. They got the team to do it. Better hitting team than the state championship team, and one of the greatest pitchers in the state of Florida. And I always say she reminds me of Kat Osterman in the circle tonight, and that is Jazzy Francic. And tonight is going to be Jaslyn, number 15, stepping up to the plate. And big cut there by number 15.
Miss Dooku comes in tonight with a .333 batting average with 26 hits on the year.
Big swing and a miss there.
Initially showing bunt there, and then tries to swing up high. Listen, you don't want to expand Jazzy's strike zone any more than it's already expanded.
No, she's going to keep it tight tonight, squaring around the bunt once again and going to foul back, straight back, and the senior catcher bounces out of her catching position. And that's going to go behind the net, and nothing and two on the batter. Jaslyn, the second baseman for the George Jenkins Eagles. Showing bunt once again with 2 strikes on her. And she's going to foul that off.
She keeps seeing if she can bait Jazzy into throwing something down low where she can either have that choice to chop it or come down with the bunt.
Yeah, and you got to, Jazzy's ahead in the pitch count to her right now. I mean, try to get her to go out of the zone here, maybe get a strikeout for her, continue on that record. She's hanging in there. Leadoff batter for a reason for George Jenkins. But, folks, if Melbourne comes out like they have done, they have the momentum tonight. They have they have that spirit that you look for in every team, and they showed it once again tonight. And there's the pitch, just missed on the outside corner, and that's what you want to see as a coach. Is if your team's got the spirit to go take the field, having fun before the game, and if Melbourne comes out and starts slapping the ball like they did last game, George Jenkins is going to be in trouble. Ooh, man. Just missed on that outside corner. Count's going to go 2-2 as lights come on here at the Dog Pound. Prado and Arnold at the corners for the Dogs. And gets her out of the zone fastball high, and that's going to be strikeout number 1 for Miss Francic.
Jazzy once again kind of letting her battle in the middle and then throws that pitch high in the top of the strike zone, and they go swinging thinking they can hit it, but good luck.
And now at the plate is Olivia Newman, the catcher, number 3 for George Jenkins.
Olivia Newman comes in batting .302 on the
Called
season.
Right there at belt high.
With 19 hits, trying to get George Jenkins started.
That wind blowing off the East Coast once again tonight. And Jazzy's going to be ahead of her 0-2. 2 big cuts there by the catcher of George Jenkins. I'd like to welcome everybody into the broadcast tonight. Brought to you by Walden Homes and Strike Zone Fishing. Woo! You got to be swinging. If you got 2 strikes on you, you got to be protected. I don't care what team you're on. You cannot leave that bat on the shoulder. And that's going to be strikeout number 2 for Miss Jazzy on the night.
I've had a couple different coaches tell me, listen, you're always swinging, because I can teach you why you swung at a bad pitch and missed. I can't teach you anything if that bat stays there on the shoulder.
And now at the plate, Peyton Spears, the shortstop, number 12, Peyton Spears for the Eagles. Ooh, right off the old chest plate there, foul ball.
Spears comes in batting .349 on the year with, if I'm reading that correctly, 30 hits on the season. So she knows how to get a bat. She knows how to get a bat on a ball here. Again, George Jenkins comes in batting .280 as a team.
Just under 300, not too bad as a ball club. Woo, nice looking pitch there on the outside corner.
This George Jenkins team, most recent loss was in the district title game. They fell 5-1 to Bartow.
And Bartow is playing Vieira tonight at home. Winner of that game faces the winner of this game. Woo! Can she come in on it? Can she get it? Can she get it? Yes, sir! Nice catch there out in left field by Turner. Dogs retired aside. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Nobody left on base. And score is 0-0. What a catch there out by Turner out there in left field. We go to the bottom of the first inning, and we'd like to thank the truck brigade out there for our food last week, and like to say happy late Mother's Day to everybody. And coming up in June, Strike Zone's going to have a big Father's Day sale. The Saturday before Father's Day is the 15th. I'm going to have Penn out there and a couple more dealers. Talked to Sean before the game, so get on down there to Strike Zone the Saturday before Father's Day. Get your average dad a fishing pole, or your spectacular dad a better fishing rod, whatever. But they can help you out there at Strike Zone Fishing. So I'd like to thank all of them out there, and we already smell it on the camera here, Caleb. I was told that we will have dinner again, so I'd like to thank them once again for keeping the BSN fed here.
Hey, listen,
game.
I was already a fan of the truck brigade just because I think it's cool, dads and family members lining up the pickup trucks outside the fence. And the fact they're giving me food is just want to win my heart.
Is a plus.
You want to win my heart, food is always the answer. Or money.
All right, Maddie Prato up at the plate. Inside, ball 1.
Prato comes in batting .299 with 26 hits on the year.
Low, ball 2.
And in the circle again for George Jenkins is Layla Hinoso. She's 9-2 on the year with 2.01 ERA.
Ball inside to Miss Prato. 3-0 count to the leadoff hitter for the Bulldogs.
83 2/3 inning pitch, 63 hits, 41 walks, and 69 strikeouts.
Take strike one there, looking all the way. So 3-1 count. Maddie's got to protect the plate here. Not swinging anything out of the zone. Be cautious up there. And it's going to drive, but right to right fielder. Nice catch there by the Eagles out there in right field. That's Pate. And Prato is going to be retired. Nice little hit there. Just right to the glove of the right fielder. And now coming to the plate, another beast of a hitter, missed strike zone. That is Riley Machella, the Kaiser commit.
Only batting a soft 427.
And she takes a good eye there. She wanted to pull the trigger, but held back.
38 hits, team leading 38 hits, and team leading 32 RBIs.
Oh, man, right
Wow.
to him. Nothing wrong with that.
Nope. Got solid contact, but great job by the shortstop being in position and with the great reflexes.
So 2 up, 2 down for the Bulldogs. Your second of 4 seniors hitting here in a row. Jazzy Francic, the pitcher, now at the plate for your Dogs. Called strike on the outside.
Jazzy comes in batting .377 with 26 hits on the season. Like, it should just be unfair with how well she's hitting the ball and how well she throws from the circle.
A little bit behind in that one. 0-2 count. Find her spot here.
Talk about
0-0 ball game here, folks.
Talk about some of Jazzy's career pitching stats when she comes back to the circle.
Fouled off. Anything close, she's going to be swinging. The Florida State commit.
One of the few players from Brevard County that will make me root for the Seminoles. And that's painful to say as a Gator fan.
I'll root for way outside. I'll root for her best career. That she doesn't get hurt and she makes it into the draft. But I got this, Philippians 4:13 from the Marcus May Foundation on my wrist tonight. And that was a great day out there last Saturday. Ball down in the dirt. And I got a word on him. Couple teams calling. He's hoping to be gone by Wednesday or Thursday. Ooh. So we'll break the news to you right here on BSN where Mr. May goes next. Ooh, just caught that inside corner, and Jazzy's going to go down on strikes. And we're going to go to the top of the second, tied at 0. Nobody left on base. 0-0 at the Dog Pound.
All right, we are back here live at the Dog Pound. Have a chance to talk about Jazzy Francic in the circle, the FSU commit. Hold up. In her career, she has pitched 745 and a third innings. She is 97 and 14 with 54 shutouts, 19 no-hitters, 7 perfect games, and 1,476 strikeouts with only 116 walks. She and the Bulldogs are chasing perfection and history, according to the research Alan and I have come out with, as that one bounces in for ball 1.
Cameron Woloski, number 6, third baseman, now at the plate for George Jenkins.
As far as we can tell, there has been no team in Brevard County that's ever gone undefeated and won the state title.
Big cut there. Count's going to go to 1-1 here in the top of the second. I'd like to welcome everybody in here to the broadcast. As always, I am W. Daryl Duran and Caleb Brown behind the camera. Got it there. Oh, Prado, can Riley get it over? And she's going to just barely get there. Good hustle there by George Jenkins. Nothing really hurt there. Bulldogs in turn 2 here, but George Jenkins has a runner on.
That's the pitcher, Hinoso. Nope. No, that's not.
No, Riley Pate now at the plate for Jenkins. And she's going to do her job getting one down to second. Melbourne a little bit slow on the transfer there, getting over.
Nah, I wouldn't say slow. It was just she thought about it. She didn't really have.
Nobody was there just yet. She didn't want to make the throw into right field. Went to first and to get the out, which was the for sure out. George Jenkins is going to have one on second now, with the fielder's choice from Pate. And swing and a miss there for strike 1 to Ellis Correa, the first baseman, number 16.
Comes in batting 306.
And a foul ball out of play over here, hitting the 10 building.
Correa has 22 hits on the season.
Hitting out of the 6th spot tonight. Jazzy is ahead of the count, 0-2, one runner on second base. Little pitch out there. 1-2 the count. Correa playing first base tonight for the Eagles. Jazzy Francic set to deliver. And a poke. And that's going to get on. Long throw over there from shortstop. Couldn't dig it out at first. And Jenkins is going to have runners on the corners.
Well, looked like she tried to aim that one a little bit, and I think upon trying to aim the throw, she lost a little bit of that fire that she normally comes off. Normally she has that quick snap that's just boom. I mean, it's there to first base.
Melbourne's going to set the regroup here with Audrey Gilden, the DH tonight, number 9. Foul ball, straight back.
Comes in batting 306 with 11 hits. A couple of RBI opportunities on the base. She's got 8 of them so far on the season.
Wanted to pull the trigger there, kept her bat down. Going to be 1 ball, 1 strike. One out here in the top of the second with Jenkins got runners on the corners here at the Dog Pound. Just missed there. 2 balls, 1 strike to Giddon, the DH for the Eagles. And turned her out on that one. It's going to be a 3-1 count. Jazzy's going to have to go right after her right now. Runners will be, at least first base will probably be going on the pitch.
And 9th RBI of the season, just 60 feet away.
Nice play there by Prado. They got her in a rundown. And she's going to be out. Nice job by Prado. And Alicia Thompson behind the plate. Great play by the Bulldogs. Great, smart ball play there. Softball, baseball play, it's all the same.
Good luck getting that one past the baseball coach. Anyway.
Hey.
But you're right. That was a great play. Great job hesitating and then coming with the throw. Got her in the rundown. Melbourne played that perfectly.
Nice pitch there by Jazzy. Elena Kennedy playing left field now at the plate.
Kennedy, the freshman.
Going to have an infield hit, but Melbourne's going to get the big out there trying to go home. And it's popped up. Can Thompson get it? Thompson's got it. She records the 3rd and final out. Melbourne gets out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the second. 2 left on. We're still tied at 0. All right, folks, and welcome back to the Dog Pound. As always, I am Double D Daryl Duran here on the mic for you on the call in this second round of the playoffs. And senior catcher who just recorded a final out in the top of the inning here is coming to the plate, tied for home runs with the freshman Lena Ayala. And on the on-deck circle is Alyssa Arnold. Thompson, big hit right up the middle, but fielded by Hanoso as a 1-3 putout. Melbourne's hitting the ball just but right at him.
George Jenkins right now, they came in with a 978 clip for a fielding percentage, and right now they're showing it. And this is the type of game, if you're George Jenkins, this is the type of game you need in order to compete with this Melbourne Bulldog team.
Correct. And Alyssa Arnold now at the plate. Senior Alyssa Arnold, first baseman. Taking ball inside, brushes her off the plate.
Comes in batting .388 with 31 hits on the year.
Low and inside. And a good right to the shortstop, throw over to first. Man, Melbourne's hitting the ball hard, but just right at the defenders. They're going to get their break. George Jenkins just doing a good job defending the hits from Melbourne.
Well, and what you're seeing Hinoso do right now, she's not really doing anything special or fancy, and that's not at all a dig, but she's just doing what she needs. Put the ball out over the plate. Her defense right now is working great behind her. Sometimes that's all you need. You don't need to go for the big power strikeouts all the time. Sometimes it's just put the ball in play and let your defense work behind you.
Lena Ayala, the freshman, tied in home runs with the senior Alicia Thompson. Now at the plate, batting in the 6th position tonight, playing right field. Ooh. Just out of play. Nice cut there by Ayala. Couple more games on the feed tonight. Is the O'Galley game. O'Galley softball playing. Alan Slaughterzinski over there covering that. In the dirt for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 2nd.
Ayala with a team leading .442 batting average, 32 hits, 22 RBIs, and 6 home runs.
And that was coming down the line. Good cut there by the freshman. Ayala, 2-2. Anything close, she's going to be swinging. And in the on-deck circle is senior Haley Turner, left fielder. And is it going to? No, just a little poke there to second base and caught. And Melbourne's going to go 4-5-6, retired. Nobody left on base, tied at 0. We go to the top of the 3rd inning here at the Dog Pound. And we're back here at the Dog Pound, tied at 0. A nail biter here at the Dog Pound. I'd like to thank Walden Custom Builders for sponsoring the broadcast along with Strike Zone. Remember, Strike Zone Father's Day sale is going on and will be a big sale the day before Father's Day, June 15th. So make your way down there. Penn will be there. A couple other fishing rod companies will be there, so get your dad something cool or beanbag for him at Strike Zone. And Jazzy Francic delivers just inside for ball 1. And I'd like to thank Brian Walters for stepping up with Sean Machella from Strike Zone. Just a little low there, 2-0. You know, for more information, visit WaldenCustomHomeBuilders.com or you can call direct at 321-327-3565. Jazzy falling a little bit behind in the count here. 3-0 to the batter, Alexis Kennedy, the center fielder for the Eagles here in the top of the third inning. And gets in there for a called strike right at the belt high.
Oh, there are two Kennedys. Huh.
Yep, back to back.
Well, let's hope I read out the right stats for the correct Kennedy then.
I'm sure you did. And a big strike there by the FSU commit. 3-2. She's battling her way back here in the circle. Miss Francic doing her job out there for her dogs tonight. Her defense helping her out, getting out of the jam of an inning last inning. And foul ball. Good battle going on between Kennedy and Francic. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in on the broadcast. Let us know where you're watching from or around the world.
Or also, if you have any score updates, if there's anyone watching from Vieira that traveled over to Bartow, if you can pass along any score updates.
Foul ball there. Yeah, any score updates that we can get on here, Kayla will read out.
Also, if there's anyone watching from Merritt Island Baseball is hosting Hernando. And that is a regional championship.
Full count here at the Dog Pound, top of the third inning. Pitch, another foul ball. She's pulling it right over her coach's head over there. Last two times. Prato's got to be on her horse over there waiting for that ball coming down the line. Turner ready in left field out there.
Coach Shell's saying, no, that way. Keep it in. Don't hit me.
And a little pop-up out of play there. Prado was hoping that stayed in play, but just pushed out of bounds with this East Coast sea breeze. Going to be lucky tonight. I think it's going to stay past 95 tonight. Better rain chance tomorrow here in Melbourne. And Turner backs up, got it. Good catch there by the senior in left field for out number one. Kennedy gave it a ride, but Turner was right there for the Bulldogs.
Turner took one step in, realized that was a mistake, and so she backpedaled and secured the out.
All right, we're going to go back to the top of the order. Jaslyn, number 15, playing second base. In there for strike one at the knees. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for your continued support. Without your continued support, we could not be here tonight here at the Dog Pound for this second round softball matchup between the Eagles and the Bulldogs here at the Pound. And nice placement there by Thompson behind the plate, trying to get that called strike. 1-1 count, one out.
And Dooku here looks like she's going with that same approach, kind of showing bunt and then pulling that bat back last second, trying to get some sort of a slap hit going.
And Prado was trying to get to that ball over there. Good hustle by all three Bulldogs trying to get to it. 1-2 the count.
Prado was going to run over Coach Shell there.
Oh, she was going to if she had to.
Listen, don't put it past her. Like you said, she would have.
Jazzy trying to retire the side here. And trying to slap hit and strikes out for the second time tonight. Nice pitch by number 11 of your Bulldogs. Her third strikeout on the night. Olivia Newman, the catcher, number 3, now at the plate for the Eagles.
So she's now up to 380 strikeouts so far this season.
Nice pitch there by Francic. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to the broadcast once again. Your leader here on the Space Coast for sports. That's right, Brevard Sports Network. From Youth League to Pro League, we're here for everybody. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't liked our page, go and like it. And check us out on all the platforms as we proceed to outdo ourselves each and every week.
We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, and we're on X. Instagram and X at Sports Brevard.
Swing and a miss. 1-2. Let's see if Jazzy can get her swinging once again. Newman struck out back in the first inning. Woo! She almost pulled the trigger on that. Jazzy tried to get her to chase it out of the zone. Good composure there by Newman. Count is 2-2. Nobody on and 2 outs in the top of the third inning. 0-0 ball game here at the Pound. Tries to butt it down. Cottrell comes over. Cottrell catches the out by Jazzy, thrown over. That was a 1-4 put out. We're going to go to the bottom of the third. Nobody left on base, and we're tied at 0. And welcome back here, folks. I'd like to thank once again Walden Homes, family owned and operated custom builder located in Brevard County for over the past 10 years. Mr. Walters and everyone does a great job providing a great family custom home to your liking. Folks, if you are in the need for a new home or just like to evaluate your home, please give Walden Custom Builders a call, 321-327-3565. You can visit them at WaldenCustomHomes.com, and Walden Custom Homes out there in the truck brigade tonight with the Strike Zone crew. And thank you once again for supporting Bulldog softball. Starting to smell that girl coming this way, Caleb.
Yeah.
Haley Turner now at the plate for the Bulldogs. Ball inside. First trip to the plate for Haley tonight. The 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up for the Dogs. Ball outside. Good take by the senior.
Turner comes in batting pretty solid for the Bulldogs. Has really done well of late. 18 hits on the year.
In there on the outside corner for strike one. 2-1 to count. If you're just tuning in, 0-0 ball game here in the bottom of the third. Here the Dog Pound. Eagles travel over here to the Dog Pound to take on the Dogs. That ball's probably cut, how that came off spinning. Turner Sr. has always came through in clutch hits for her Bulldogs. And in the on-deck circle is sophomore second baseman Haley Cottrell. Outside for ball three, 3-1 to count. Like to say hello to Roger and Miss Diane Cottrell here in attendance.
I do not like the sound that I just heard coming from the skies.
And swing and a miss there by Turner. Haley Cottrell now at the plate for her Bulldogs. Sophomore second baseman. Big cut there, fouled straight back.
Coming in with 14 hits this year.
Ooh, that one slipped there out of the pitcher's hands. 1-1 count. Outside for another ball. 2-1 count to the second baseman. Had a home run and a few RBIs this year. Coming in clutch down in the 8th spot. Ball at the eyes. Going to be 31 on her, 3 balls, 1 strike. Pitch from the Eagles. Gonna be ball outside. Cottrell's gonna get on base on balls here in the bottom of the third inning.
Should be the first base runner for the Dogs.
Yep, first base runner on the night. And Berkemeyer, the number 9 hitter playing center field, now at the plate for your Bulldogs. Prato in the on-deck circle.
Berkemeyer comes in hitting .250 on the year with 14 hits.
Man, a little slap hit. And barely has her foot on the bases. They're going to get Cottrell at second. So Berkemeyer's going to hit into the fielder's choice there. 1-4 put out. Berkemeyer will be on first. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Good idea for the Bulldogs there. Prato now at the plate for the second time tonight. High rise ball and a throwdown. She's back in there safe. 1-0 the count. Good ball game between both teams here. And another high rise ball trying to get Maddie to chase out of the zone. Lena Hinoso in the circle for the Eagles. And called strike. 2-1 the count to Preto. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning, all tied at 0. And a big hit is going to hang up there. And another fly out the left field for Preto, and that's going to retire the side. We go to the top of the fourth, 1 left on for the Bulldogs, all tied at 0.
All right, so we're going to like to thank our sponsor, Walden Custom Builders. If you're in the look for a new home and want to get one custom built to fit your needs, I promise you there's no one else you want touching your home than Walden Custom Builders. Information at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, Brian Walters and his crew, they do a very great job. You know, very good supporter here of Melbourne softball. Along with strike zone fishing, and we're going to go to the 3, 4, 5 hitters, Caleb. Peyton Spears, Cameron Walasa, and Riley Pate. Top of the fourth inning here at the Pound. And low ball 1. Big cut there. One and one, the count to Spears. Jazzy still in the circle for her Lady Dogs tonight. If you're just tuning in, 0-0 ball game. Ooh, got her chasing out of the zone, and she knew it right when she swung. Spears now behind in the count 1-2.
But that's so tough because you know with how fast Jazzy's coming, you got to swing immediately and hope you can get a swing on it.
It's either yay or a nay.
Right.
It ain't no halfway.
I mean, as soon as you see it, you got to commit.
Low and outside. 2-2. As a sea breeze steadily about 10 tonight, Caleb, as my meteorologist comes out in me. And gets her. Another strikeout for number 11, the FSU commit. Top of the fourth, 1 down.
That's 381 on the year.
4 strikeout on the night. Cameron Walasai. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, and I apologize.
Hold up.
The number 4 hitter tonight, third baseman. Foul ball straight back. 0-1 the count.
Walisa. At least that's what it looks like to me. Wall, Lisa.
They can yell at me.
Eh.
Thank you, Caleb. I appreciate you
hey,
trying.
No, we genuinely do try to get these student athletes' names right. And again, if her family is watching in the chat, drop the phonetical of how you say it, and I promise we will get it corrected. We try to make sure we get all these student athletes' names right and make sure they get the recognition they deserve.
Here, top of the fourth, 1-1 count. And a foul ball down the third base line, 1-2. Francic now ahead in the count. 2 Cameron. Cameron got thrown out trying to get home in the second inning. And a big hit. Machella comes over, fires, delivers out number 2. Miss Strike Zone with a gun right there and gets her. Hook, line, and sinker. 2 outs for the Bulldogs. Six-3 put out if you're scoring at home, and Riley Pate, the right fielder, now up for George Jenkins. Nice pitch there by number 11. She's starting to fire on all cylinders. Just had to warm that engine up a little bit. Woo! Just like a heavy duty. And I don't want to hear that.
I don't either. Listen, even if we don't get rain,
I need that sea breeze to pick up some more.
Get it out of here.
Trying to get her to chase out of the zone there. 1-2. 2 outs here at the top of the fourth. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning into the broadcast tonight here at the Dog Pound. Second round of the playoffs between George Jenkins and your Melbourne Bulldogs. All tied at 0 here in the top of the fourth. Woo! Trying to get her on the outside there. 2-2. Look for Jazzy to come straight back at her here.
The deuces are wilder than Hulkamania.
Woo, didn't miss by much there, 3-2. Thompson trying to get a location how far she's missing. Can't be that far. Jazzy sets to deliver. And got her on the change. 3 up, 3 down, and 2 strikeouts there in the top of the fourth inning. Nobody left on base for the Eagles. That inning was sponsored by Walden Homes and Strike Zone Fishing. All your needs for homes and fishing gear. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning, all tied at 0, excuse me.
One. Welcome back to the Dog Pound.
Riley Machella up at the plate. Flew out to shortstop her last at bat. Miss Strike Zone is committed to Kaiser University to play softball. Foul ball straight back, 1-1. Going to be 3 seniors in a row, Francis, Thompson, and Arnold following Riley here. Over Galley. 2-1 to count. Riley gets on with a base hit. Miss Strike Zone takes it to left field. Big knock by number 3. Big knock there. And does that start the bats of the Melbourne Bulldogs here in the 4th inning? Another big knock there by number 3. Batting in the number 2 spot for a reason. And foul ball. Jazzy Francis now at the plate. 0-1 to count. Jazzy trying to get Riley over to second base. And the big bat of Thompson in the on-deck circle. Brushing Jazzy off the plate there. 1-1 count. Seabreeze just picked up a couple miles an hour, probably 14 pushing now, Caleb. High ball out of the zone there. 21 to count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Like to thank everyone for tuning into the broadcast tonight. Walden Holmes and Strike Zone Fishing for their sponsorship of the game. Oh!
What
nice
a double play there.
Good double play there by Jenkins.
Look, you want to talk about a huge double play. That's something that can knock momentum out of sails. I mean, because instead of runners on first and second, no outs, you now have no runners on.
Correct.
With 2 outs.
You got Alicia Thompson coming to the plate, another big hitter for the Melbourne Bulldogs. Ooh, that looked funky coming off her hand.
Especially with Arnold coming to the plate, that was it. That I can't stress how big of a double play that was for George
that was
Jenkins.
A huge double play for the Eagles to get those runners. And Thompson swings out of the zone on that one, and she knows she shouldn't have swung at that. 1-1 to count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning, all tied at 0. You're watching the second round high school softball playoffs here at the Dog Pound at Melbourne High School. Ball outside.
What? The Thor guard has gone off as the athletic director Chad Raymond is coming on to pause the game. Yep, and here comes athletic director Chad Raymond. He's going to direct everyone to go to their vehicles. Folks, we're going to log off and keep you updated as we get updates. We're going into a weather lightning delay here, and we'll be back as soon as the game resumes. It's a minimum 30 minutes, and that 30 minutes resets after each lightning strike that occurs. We're talking at least 30 minutes. So we'll see you when we come back. All right, everybody. Caleb Brown back with you. So we haven't gotten the all clear yet, but it should be pending in the next couple of minutes. Hopefully. Those are the radio chatter that we've been able to get a hold of. Haven't got much. We got a little sprinkle of rain, but nothing significant. Again, go ahead and reshare this to all your friends and family. Let them know that. I mean, they are going to resume tonight. It's just a matter of when. So they're waiting for contact from. And here comes the team back. Let's see if we can show you them coming in. There are your Bulldogs as they come back into the bullpen and get ready. And there's Double D. And so, again, we're coming back. They just got the all clear, so the pitchers will start warming up. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Okay, so about another 15 minutes, we're going to give them to warm up and whatnot. So figure start the live stream back up so we can get everyone back to viewing this game and everyone can go sharing and tagging friends and family all throughout. Caleb Brown and Daryl Durand here. When we come back, when play does resume, it'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The deuces are wildly wild coming out of a lightning delay with Thompson up to bat. Look, I'll go ahead and say it. For George Jenkins, that's got to be a mood killer, considering they just literally came off of an amazing double play. And you want to talk about a momentum turner for them. They pick up the double play, so instead of runners on first and second with Thompson up to the plate, it's now no outs. It's now 2 outs with Thompson, nobody on. So as you see, the ladies head back out to start warming up, and as the girls may have had some fun during the rain delay with eye black and eye color, and Riley Machella, as Daryl pointed out, and I didn't realize until I saw it, she definitely looks like the Ultimate Warrior. For any 80s wrestling geeks out there. And who knows? Maybe she can channel the power of the warrior to to get some hits going for the Bulldogs. Again, it's 0-0. It's not that the Bulldogs aren't putting contact. The Bulldogs are getting contact on the bats. They're just hitting it directly to Eagle players. I mean, we've had at least 3 or 4 hits go straight back to the pitcher or straight to the shortstop. The couple big hits that got to the outfield went straight to outfielders. So, again, Melbourne's swinging the bat. They're just not dropping. George Jenkins, I believe, has struck out 3 or 4 times. Has struck out 4 times. I think Daryl's awesome. And no, you're good. You're good. Again, but also while we're live, I'd like to give a congratulations to the O'Galley Commodores, who took down Lake Region 11-1 in 6 innings. So congratulations to the Commodores on advancing to their regional final. Sarah Walsh and Bartow's victorious. They beat Vieira, so winner of this one will travel to Bartow. I'll tell you what, Brevard Sports Network hopes that it's us. Melbourne wins. I can tell you, Brevard Sports Network is heading to Bartow. We've got sponsors lined up and ready to go for that one. So it'll be a fun one. So, yeah, if anyone, I have no score update on Merritt Island and Hernando baseball. Haven't been able to find any updates anywhere on that. So if anyone out there has any updates for that, that would that is for a regional championship. Coach Danny Widener and that squad looking to capture a Merritt Island district championship in baseball and head back to the Final Four, I believe, for the first time since 2018. I believe it was 2018 when they last captured that regional championship, and I believe they finished state runner-up that year. So hold up. We got a special message from head skipper Dan.
I want to shout out to Guilford College softball team watching this, and to Coach Terry and Coach Daniel. Appreciate the love from North Carolina. Thank you, guys.
Back, plugged in. Dan Adele told me he was going to be giving that shout out. So figure why not now when he's not running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Again, this is as hopefully we didn't give anyone a little motion sickness. But hey, good thing that happens now and not during the game. Again, within the next 5-10 minutes, we should be getting back up, as you see Bulldogs and Eagles warming up with a little long toss. Got a Jazzy warming up behind me. This is one of the few spots where I don't mind being in the bullpen because the pitchers behind me have such great control. I don't got to worry about being hit. And again, Brevard Sports Network can't thank the Melbourne Bulldogs enough for being so accommodating to us, as setting us up in this great position, not having to film from behind a net, behind a fence. This is the angle they always provide us with, and we couldn't be more thankful to the team. George Jenkins has had the best base running scoring opportunity at one point in the second or third inning. They had runners on the corners, and the Melbourne defense was able to work their way out of that jam without allowing any damage. We're getting ready to get set with the bottom of the fourth. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, with Thompson at the plate. There. Bulldogs look to continue to make history. According to Alan and I's research, no Brevard County team has ever gone totally undefeated and had the perfect season. Now, again, there could be an obscure source out there that that huh? Listen, if there's one person I don't got to worry about a jinx with, it's the young student athlete behind me. I say young student athlete. She's a senior and headed to FSU. Merritt Island baseball winning 8-0 in the, what was that, the bottom of the sixth. Merritt Island has bases loaded and is winning 8-0. So Merritt Island looks like they might capture a regional championship. Hopefully they can hang on to collect that. Vieira Baseball captured their regional championship last night. It's a game you saw right here on the Brevard Sports Network. Again, teams are just getting warmed up. Girls are in the cage, getting their swings. You see George Jenkins off there in the distance. Yeah, hold up. Give me 1 second. And there you go, Coach.
Another shout out. I want to say that we've got heavy hearts with East Davidson Golden Eagles. They're going through some stuff up there. So Coach Terry, Coach Daniel, we got your hearts here. Keep going. Thank you guys.
Again, getting a chance to give some shout outs. All right. Now I believe we're plugged back up. And we're just waiting for the players to get back on the field and continue this game. Again, we already know the winner of this one is moving on to face Bartow. The Bulldogs pull this one out. BSN will be on the road to Bartow. And trying to catch some of the warm-up here. Again, came on live a bit early just to let everyone know they can start sharing it and re-tagging friends who were watching the game prior to us logging off. Nothing. Here in the bottom of the fourth. Thompson at the plate. Deuces are wild. You know, this just might be the thing that gets Alan home and walking in the door before I do. and he traveled all the way out there to Lake Region High School and captured the O'Galley Commodores, picking up a regional semifinal victory, which will put them in the regional championship game. So far, Brevard County has one regional champion in baseball, a possible close second as Merritt Island doing a little YMCA. Merritt Island, again, last we heard 8-0 with bases loaded in the sixth. So you figure a base hit there ends that one. So that's two baseball regional champions currently will reside in Brevard County. That'll be two teams heading to Fort Myers here, ready to get back on the road to Claremont as O'Galley Yes, sir. Oh, we did. We logged off. We logged off and when we were just come back on air. So this is one of the amazing umpires as now all of a sudden the cameras floats down, and he wants nowhere to be viewed. The umpires have been good tonight. Even behind the dish, we had a chance. We were talking with Coach Adele and Jazzy, and so far it's a fairly even strike zone. Not a wide strike zone. It's definitely a bit collapsed, but again, they're calling it consistent both ways. That's all you can ask for. As now George Jenkins back on the field, and we're going to get let me grab my roster. The pitcher, Layla Hinoso. Thank you, Alan, for preparing my notes and making sure that was spelled out for me. I appreciate it. But yeah. Here we go. So, returning to action, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, with Alicia Thompson at the plate. And now to give you the play-by-play and take you through the rest of this game, he is the one, the only, Daryl Durand.
Thank you, Mr. Caleb. Thank you, Mr. Caleb. Welcome back, everybody, to the Dog Pound. Alicia Thompson is coming back to the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Nobody on base. Let's see what Miss Thompson can do here for the Bulldogs. She's going to have to protect here. And comes out with the high rise ball, so full count to the senior. Alyssa Arnold in the on-deck circle. Thompson steps back in to the plate. And will it get down?
Oh my goodness gracious, what a catch. Dun-a-nut, dun-a-nut.
Caught by the right fielder. Good catch there by George Jenkins.
What was the number on that right fielder? I want to make sure we get her name, because goodness gracious, what a phenomenal catch. And she got lost in the shuffle. Who? Huh? Yeah. So now the Bulldogs will come to the field, and we'll be right back here going into the top of the 5th.
All right, folks, and Alicia Thompson's going to fly out to right field. F9 there, 3rd out. Get my paperwork back going here. And we go to the top of the 5th with Elise Correa for first baseman for George Jenkins now at the plate. Nice pitch there by number 11, Jazzy. Yeah, I appreciate Caleb helping me out. The pressure dropped and trying to fight off a migraine right now, so Caleb's doing a heck of a job for us tonight with the stats and the camera. Nice pitch there, 0-2 count by Miss Francic. Top of the fifth, George Jenkins now at the plate. Correa at bat. And a little dribbler. Jazzy's going to take it herself over to the other senior, Arnold, and for a 1-3 put out. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning back into the broadcast. Thank you to Walden Homes and Strike Zone Fishing for their continued support of Bulldog softball here. And next coming to the plate is the DH, Gideon Audrey, number 9, DH for the Eagles. Heater right at the letters. Just missed. Want to know the count. Jazzy set to deliver. Just a bit outside there, trying to get her to chase something. So 2-0 the count to Gideon. And the on-deck circle is Kennedy. And swing, foul tip there. 2-1 count. Live here at the Dog Pound, Caleb Brown, Double D Daryl Duran here for you. Second round softball playoffs. Just missed there below the knees, 3-1. Jazzy's going to have to come right at her with the heat. And a hit right to the freshman in right field. Lena with the catch. F9 if you're scoring at home. 2 up, 2 down. And Elena Kennedy, the left fielder, number 23, coming to the plate for the Eagles. And a swing and a miss. Kennedy way behind in that one.
So far, I think, Daryl, if I'm correct, George Jenkins only has 2 hits on Frantic tonight.
Yeah, back in the second, you're correct.
All right. That's when they got runners on.
That was the inning that Marcella and Prado and all of them got the out at home.
Yep.
And now the senior FSU commit, 0-2. Has got the war paint on, ready to go. And a foul ball straight back out of play. Kennedy trying to stay alive for the Eagles.
Don't worry, folks. Caleb will not be singing for you all. I promise you that's not something anyone wants to hear.
0-2 the count. Top of the fifth. And gets her chasing on the cutter outside. And that's going to be the 6th strikeout on the night for Miss Jazzy. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Nobody left on. We're all tied at 0.
All right.
One last shout out. I want to give it to my daughter Allie Joe at Guilford College. This is her last year playing softball. I love you with all my heart. And a special shout out to my wife. It's our 4-year anniversary in 2 days. I love you. Thank you for allowing me to do what I do. Thank you. I love you both.
Listen, if there's one thing you say about Dan Adele, he makes sure that when he gets the opportunity, he doesn't speak much on camera, but when he does, you can bet in one of the speeches he's gonna give a shout out to his daughter, and he's gonna give a shout out to his wife. Again, I'll tell you this: a coach's wife coaches right alongside her husband, and vice versa, because they are just as much a part of the team for giving up their significant other so that they can give up that time to these student athletes.
And here we go, bottom of the fifth, senior Alyssa Arnold playing first base at the plate. Inside low for ball one, freshman Lena Ayala with that nice catch in right field is in the on-deck circle. The wind is kind of silent right now. Got a good line drive hitter and a good fastball hitter on the on-deck circle. And that's going to get down the senior with the little Drew Pitt. And if that wasn't a go-getter right there for the Bulldogs, I don't know what will get them going, folks.
And look, that's going to go down as a hit. That was a tough play for the shortstop to come over and make. So great infield hit. And, again, like Daryl said, hopefully, if you're a Bulldogs fan, hopefully this gets the bats jumping and touching the ground.
Lena Ayala at the plate. Big knock there! Base hit up the middle. Lena goes right back up the middle with that big barrel. 2 on for the Bulldogs.
Ayala, again, a team leader in batting averages coming into tonight at .442.
Caleb, she came around like she wanted to go yard with that, but just drove it right back up the middle, did what she needed to do. Bulldogs got 2 on, no outs in the bottom of the fifth, and you got another senior coming to the plate and Haley Turner playing left field with no outs. I mean, the middle to the, it depends on the game. Middle to the end of the lineup gets them going, or if they come out, the whole lineup goes. So, I mean, right now, Bulldogs are in a good spot.
Yes, they are.
And George Jenkins is taking a timeout right now, meeting of the minds in the circle.
And Layla Hinoso is a junior. And sometimes as a coach, in that spot, you come out, you tell your pitcher, look, relax. Your defense has been playing good behind you.
And I like this call by Coach Dan putting Harris at second because Turner can lay down the bunt down first base line. I'm looking for the sack bunt here. If you're a Melbourne fan, to get the runners over to third and second, and them runners already know to be on their horse. And that's indeed what she was doing, trying to drag it down first base. That call's probably still on, more than likely. Haley's a fundamental good bunt layer down. She can move these runners for the Bulldogs right now, showing it. And she lays it down and does her job, getting the runners over to second and third, taking the sack. Good job there by the senior, Haley Turner, getting the sacrifice.
And a lot of times that's what makes you a great ball player is when a coach asks you to do a job and you do it to perfection.
Yeah. And Haley Cottrell coming to the plate, got a home run on the season, has a lot of RBIs. She's in this position in the 8th slot for a reason. Let's see if she can get 2 in for them Bulldogs. Low and inside. And you're going to have Ashley Berkemeyer, center fielder, in the on-deck circle. 1 out, runners on second and third.
Cottrell has 7 RBIs on the year. RBIs 8 and 9 in position. I got it. I don't got it.
Right over our broadcast booth here.
Listen, folks, you should have seen the athletic play. I mean, I jumped right off this ladder ready to go get it.
Cottrell 1-1, 1 out. Straighten that out. That will score 2. And Cottrell tries to lay one down. Now she's got to protect with 2 strikes on her. Melbourne in a position where they want to be. Runners at second and third. Berkmeyer, the lefty, in the on-deck circle. Cottrell's got to protect here.
Give it a ride somewhere.
And just misses there. Good eye. That one was close, 2-2.
I don't know how she didn't pull the trigger on that one.
Give a shout out her grandparents here watching, Roger and Miss Diane. Cottrell can pull the trigger when she needs to. Jenkins fixing to deliver. And she does. It gets up the middle. It scores 1, and Melbourne leads 1-0 on Cottrell's infield single. RBI number 8 for Miss Cottrell. Runners on the corner for the Bulldogs. And Berkmeyer now at the plate, the lefty. 1-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Melbourne on top. And Berkmeyer calls time. Maddie Prato, the ultimate warrior on the on-deck circle.
Berkmeyer comes into tonight with 19 RBIs, while number 20 is just 60 feet away. And they
just missed the call there. Melbourne trying to get one home there and got the runner down to second, and runner was too far off a third, and George Jenkins taking, advantage of that play. So now 2 outs for the Eagles.
One of the rare base running mistakes from this Bulldog team.
Ashley Berkmeyer now at the plate. Called strike on the outside corner.
Typically when you go to do that double steal, typically you send kind of both at the same time, hoping that the catcher gets the focus on the runner heading to second, trying to activate that throw.
1-2 the count.
Now the umpires kind of have a meeting of the minds here. They were just checking the count.
1-1 the count. 2 outs. Berkmeyer can get an RBI single here. Eagles trying to hold Melbourne to 1 run. Ball outside. Two and 1 to count. Ball low outside. Count's going to go to 3-1. It's got to be in the spot. Coach Cottrell down at first base and Coach Dan's talking to the runners. Got to be in that spot. If it ain't, don't swing at it. Got to be in your wheelhouse here. And nice knock right into left center field. It's going to get past. Berkmeyer's going to go to second. Melbourne's going to score a second run. Berkmeyer trying to get to third, and she will. Stand up triple for Berkmeyer. Melbourne 2-0, bottom of the 5th.
What a at bat there.
And now coming to the plate, if Caleb can zoom in on her, they had a little bit of a face paint war. Maddie, Ultimate Warrior Preto, now at the plate.
And we're going to have a pitching change here.
And Coach Dan and Coach Chris Cottrell knew what I was talking about. I don't think the girls know who we're referring to, but
Yeah.
the girls got a little pumped up in this break, and it's really helped Melbourne here.
And we were talking with Coach Adele, and we were talking. Remember, prior to, as I'm finding the numbers for the new pitcher, it's going to be number 11, Olivia Friel.
Freshman Olivia Friel.
Yes. Friel comes in with a 1.53 ERA in 10 appearances. Hold up. Give this a second set of her numbers.
Caleb doing a great job helping me out with the stats, for the games that we've been doing here, and letting me keep the score and call the play-by-play. And Caleb, thank you for all you do this season.
No problem. Comes in with 32 innings pitched, giving up 27 hits, 15 runs, 7 of those runs earned, and 32 strikeouts, 10 walks.
And in the on-deck circle is Miss Strike Zone herself, Riley McCullough. And Maddie's going to step out, calling time. So Bulldogs on a little bit of a 2-out rally here. 2-0, bottom of the 5th inning, 2 outs, and the top of the order coming to the plate. And a good hit there. It's going to take a bounce. Can she get here? And nice throw over there by the shortstop. Nice run out by Maddie, but the Bulldogs will score 2. They leave 1 on. We go to the top of the 6th. Bulldogs 2-0. All right, we're back. Thank you all for tuning back into the game. Top of the 6th inning, 2-0 Mel High Bulldogs here in the second round of the playoffs. Winner will travel to Bartow. And I know the Bulldog ladies got some unfinished business with the West Coast team, but they have to get through George Jenkins first before they can worry about Bartow.
But let me say this, a 2-0 score with Jazzy Frantic in the circle, 2-0, it might as well be 8-0.
And we're going to have Alexa Kennedy, center fielder number 10, at the plate. Woo! She's hitting the glove right now, and she did go a round on that. 0-1 to count.
You know, we were talking during the break with Coach Adele, and if those who don't remember, or those who are just tuning in, as that
nice pitch, 0-2 count. Go ahead, Caleb.
George Jenkins just got out of a huge situation. He got a double play to send Alicia Thompson to the plate, and yet that then turns into a 2-out rally by the Bulldogs.
And Alicia Thompson almost had extra bases on that hit if it would have it almost dropped.
So
1-2 the count to Kennedy, the center fielder for George Jenkins.
But that's part of the game is when you're told to the game has to pause. How do you stay locked in? How do you stay focused?
Woo! Got her right there. And another strikeout on the night for yours truly, number 7 on the night. Number 15, Jazzy Duque, playing second base now at the plate.
How you stay locked in during those breaks are, it's different for every team.
Ball just low.
And I can't speak to George Jenkins, but we were around here, the Melbourne Bulldog dugout, and the girls stayed loose. They kind of kept their spirits uplifted. And as soon as that ready for play buzzer came on, boom, they were back to business.
Oh yes, they were. Big swing and a miss there, and big pitch. You could hear it all the way out there in the truck brigade on that one, hitting that mitt. Jazzy is on target. Winds up, delivers, and gets a dribbler back to the mound. 1-3 put out to the other senior, Arnold. And once again, I've said it in multiple broadcasts. He reminds me of Cat Osman from Texas. Just a phenomenal pitcher. Olivia Newman, the catcher, number 3, now at the plate, her third appearance. She's 0-2 on the night, struck out and grounded out. And pop this one up. Let's see who calls it. And Lena calls them off. And Melbourne gets them 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Can the Dogs get some more runs on the scoreboard and give Jazzy a little cushion to get to the 3rd round? We'll see right after this break. Dogs 2-0. Folks, like to give another shout out to Walden Custom Homes. If you're looking for a good home builder, Brian Walters and his crew does a phenomenal job. Visit them at www.waldencustombuilders.com or call direct 321-327-3565. I would like to thank Walden Custom Homes for their support of the Bulldogs throughout the playoffs, and Strike Zone Fishing for all your fishing needs as fishing season gears up. They're going to have a huge Father's Day sale the Saturday before Father's Day, so make sure you go down there, get your dad a new cooler, cup, fishing rod, sunglasses. Sean, Jennifer, and the crew will hook you up. Ask for Sam. She's the cashier there, does a great job for them. So thank you to the crew at Strike Zone as well. And talking about Strike Zone, Miss Strike Zone herself is now at the plate. Number 3, Riley McKella. Takes a strike right at the letters on the outside. The Kaiser commit. Oh, she knows it. She got her. That's a nasty pitch from the pitcher. Riley's got to protect now. She knows she shouldn't have swung at that, but nice pitch there by George Jenkins.
Frio with a nasty pitch.
And she's going to slap her down here in the right field. 0-2 the count to Riley. You just got to be patient up there. Don't swing at no junk. High and outside. Good eye there. Jazzy Francic in the on-deck circle. Ball outside. Count's going to go to 2-2. Riley knows what she needs to do in this situation. Travel ball player, senior here at Melbourne. Nice knock. Is it going to get down? Oh, good track there by Jenkins in the right center field. She put it in the right spot. But that center fielder just playing a little bit over in right and had a nice track on that.
I believe that was number 10, Alexa Kennedy, the freshman, with an excellent track to keep that from being an extra base hit.
And number 11, Jazzy, now steps in at the plate. 4 seniors in a row here coming up for the Melbourne Bulldogs. Low, low, low. Ball 1. Alicia Thompson on the on-deck circle wanting some revenge from that last at bat. High at the eyes there, 2-0. Bottom of the 6th inning. Melbourne trying to get some runs on the board to widen that cushion. Another high rise out of the zone, 3-0. Coach Brandy wanting a pitch runner ready if she gets on. Probably will be Hannah Harris or Cameron Hurd. Called strike 1 there, belt high.
And that's just the almighty, it's 3-0, just let her throw the strike.
Correct. 3-1 pitch count. And watches it float outside. Jazzy's going to get on down. We're going to call a time, and we should have either Hurd or Harris coming in to pitch run. And it will be Hurd.
I would say, Harris already came in pinch ran for somebody earlier in the game.
And you're correct. Harris usually pitch runs for Alicia here. So Hurd on first base. Alicia Thompson at the plate. The West Florida commit. That got away from the pitcher there. 1-0 the count. Once again, like to thank everyone for tuning into the broadcast. Once again, I am Double D Daryl Duran and Caleb Brown behind the camera tonight with the stats. Ooh, late on that one. Big cut there, 1-1.
Thompson came into tonight with 27 RBIs.
Liz Arnold, senior in the on-deck circle. Another big cut there by Thompson. 1-2. Coach Brandy just telling her to watch it in. Make sure it's there. Just get a base hit, knock it, get a base hit down. And the changeup came, and it was out of the zone. 2-2. Big cut there. That was a big out for George Jenkins there.
Yeah, it was.
Thompson goes down swinging. And now the first baseman, Alyssa Arnold, senior, coming to the plate. I'd like to congratulate the class of 2024, all their accomplishments. Alyssa Arnold knows her parents very well, went to school together. Little slap foul ball. I'd just like to thank Jennifer and Wes for all their kind comments for BSN and everything. We appreciate the support from them. Jenkins fixing to deliver. Down and away, 1-1. Hurd trying to get down to second. Alyssa waiting on her pitch. Oh, she reached out for that one. 1-2. Friel with the kind of the off-speed sinker there. She got Machella back leading off and Arnold there with the same pitch. Just got to be patient up there if you're Arnold. Way down in the dirt, and Hurd will get on down to second base. So Hurd now at second, and Arnold could bring her in with a big base hit. 2 outs here. 2s across the board here to Miss Arnold. Lena Ayala in the on-deck circle, waiting to get up. Nice eye there by Arnold. Think she gets that good eye from her dad, average hunter. He knows where to shoot the deer and all them turkeys. Alyssa now waiting on the pitch. And will it drop? It's going to get out there. It's coming in. Oh, and Jenkins out there. Kennedy on the catch, and Melbourne is now 3 outs away. They don't get no runs in the bottom of the 6th, but they are 3 outs away from getting to the 3rd round of the playoffs. Melbourne leads 2-0 here at the Dog Pound.
One.
And welcome back here, folks. Top of the 7th inning, and Melbourne 3 outs away from getting to that 3rd round of the playoffs, and they know where they have to go. They got to go to the West Coast to Bartow that, they beat in the beginning, not the beginning, about the midway through in the Semi Classic, beat them in the bottom of the 7th or top of the 7th, talking to Coach Dan and Coach Cottrell during the break, and they know what they're in for. They knew they were in for a dogfight tonight. They're still in a dogfight. They got to get these 3 outs against George Jenkins right now before you can actually really get to start talking about Bartow. So
Yeah.
Here we go. Jazzy Frantic in the circle, and Peyton Spears, number 12, the shortstop, now at the plate. And pop up. I lost it. Out of play.
Peyton Spears came into tonight batting .349 with 32 hits. So this is definitely someone you want at the plate if you are George Jenkins.
Big cut there. Got her to chase it out of the zone. See if Jazzy's going to try to get her to chase some junk out of the zone here. 0-2. Now she's going to try to bunt. Kind of trying to play small ball.
Nah, she tried.
And it's off. Foul ball there.
Tried to bait Jazzy into throwing that
Yeah.
pitch either in the center of the zone or just lifted.
And Spears trying to keep this game alive. The Truck Brigade still hanging out there for their Bulldogs. Just off the plate there. Almost framed perfectly there by the senior behind the plate, Thompson. 1-2 the count. Trying to get her to chase it out of the zone.
you saw Jazzy there kind of shrug her shoulder like, yeah, all right. We tried.
2-2. And the leadoff batter for the Eagles, Peyton Spears, the shortstop, number 12. Just missed there. 3-2. Count is full.
This is a great battle here by Spears.
Yep. And got her looking. Strikeout number 8 on the night. And now coming to the plate, hitting in the fourth slot, number 6, Cameron Fhsaa, the third baseman. Ball outside. Want to know the count? 1 out.
This is a big spot for the freshmen. They need base runners.
Big cut there, 1-1. Bulldogs are 2 outs away from heading to the West Coast. Big cut there. 1-2. Looks like that Freightliner that we seen on the track heading to the ballpark tonight. But I did stop at the railroad tracks for Caleb. I mean, he said to run it, but I stopped.
Yeah, because anyone who knows me knows I was totally the one saying run it. I totally haven't freaked myself out watching those videos.
Jazzy to deliver just off the plate. 2-2, 1 out. Here in the top of the 7th, Melbourne leads 2-0. And foul ball all the way back onto the baseball field. Another good little battle here between Cameron and Jazzy. 2-2, 1 out. See what Jazzy's set to deliver here to number 6 at the plate. Foul ball.
I'm not gonna lie. Cameron is she's catching up to it just a little late.
Yep. Just Jazzy's
Or,
got,
I say late. I mean, yeah, late.
Jazzy's got one pitch she can give her. See if she can try to
And the
get her
umpire
to chase out of the zone.
calling for some fresh baseballs or softballs. Dang it! You did it earlier. Now you made me do it.
2-2, 1 out. Nobody on for the Eagles. And there was that one. She was trying to get her to chase, so you know she's going to come after her right here. Belled high. Fastball.
Yeah. And it's going to be hit it if you can.
Mm-hmm. Now you see me. Now you don't. Wow. That did not miss by much. So Jenkins going to have one base runner on. And Pate coming to the plate. Number 13, Riley Pate, the right fielder.
Going to bring in a pinch runner.
It's going to be number 2 to pitch run. It's going to be Brooklyn Mims, the senior.
She's got one stolen base on the year.
And Pate at the plate for the Eagles. Pate calls time.
Pate has 14 hits on the year.
Strike one. Just got to let your defense work. Got one runner on, 2-run lead for Melbourne. And another big cut there. Jazzy's not messing around. She's got an early head on her.
She took some off of that one.
See if she goes right after her, tries to chase her out of the zone here, low and away. It was high and away. 1-2 the count. Double play situation in play for the Bulldogs. And once again, thank you all for tuning into the broadcast again tonight. As always, I am Double D Daryl Duran here for the Brevard Sports Network, and behind the scenes is Caleb Brown. Ooh, try to get her there to chase. 2-2. Delivers, gets her swinging, 1 out away from a trip to the 3rd round. And strikeout number 9. And Elise Correa now at the plate, number 16, playing first base. She got one of the 2 hits for the Eagles back in that 2nd inning. Big swing and a miss there, 0-1. 2 strikes away, folks. Melbourne's 2 strikes away from going to Bartow. One strike away. Jazzy trying to close this out. 0-2. I think she tries to get her with the change. She might go right after her. They got it with the rise there. 0-2 still. The count, 1 runner on base for the Eagles at first. And that's the senior Mims for the Eagles on first base. Jazzy set to deliver here at the Dog Pound. Oh, man, nice change up there. 2-2, 2 outs.
The
1-2, excuse me.
Oh.
Yeah, she's fixing to throw a strike here. I can feel it. Winds up. Delivers. Gets her. Melbourne's going to Bartow, folks. A 2-0 win here at the Dog Pound. Thank you to Walden Homes for sponsoring tonight's Strike Zone. Remember, if you're in need of a new construction home or a remodel, please reach out to Walden Custom Builders, 321-327-3565, or www.waldencustombuilders.com. Brian Walters and all of them do a phenomenal job. And Strike Zone Fishing, we could not do it without them and their support. Caleb, I know you guys are going to have this broadcast Friday in Bartow. I'm going to try to make it with y'all. What are you looking forward to? Melbourne won the contest 1-0 early in the season.
Listen, I'm just looking forward to one of the best pitching matchups we're ever going to see in the country. And that's all I got to say about that.
And one's committed to Florida and one's committed to FSU. And, I mean, you can't get no better than that.
Well,
two D1 pitchers going at it.
We'll have all that breakdown and all that come Friday. But here, the Melbourne Bulldogs pick up the victory for.
Melbourne picks up the victory here, 2-0. They had to fight late and get this victory. After that break, they came out, they settled down, they got happy, they got the 2 runs on, and they're going to the 3rd round. So, Caleb, thank you for all that you did helping me out here at the Dog Pound this year. Once again, thank you, Strike Zone. Thank you, Walden Builders. For Caleb the Man Brown behind the camera, I am Double D Daryl Duran signing off here at the Dog Pound at my alma mater. Dogs win 2-0 on this Tuesday night. God bless and good night.